All quiet on set, please. Thank you. Hey, welcome back. Let's get started. Back on track with Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. If only it would turn on. There we go. Right back where we left off. Not right back where we started. How you guys doing? You doing okay? How's your month been? Week? Day? Well, we'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Yep. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. That's really loud. So, we're to have a reunion already with a great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Okay, are we gonna go then? Bye. A new location. Sholmes is sweet. Nice. Can we really visit, do you think? Oh, pinch me. I'm sure I must be dreaming. That's cute. Pawnbrokers, jewelers, Baker Street.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Good day.
Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Why are they so cute? Ooh, I love how many plants there are. Oh. It's a little bit of a cluttered mess, but I mean, that's okay. We kind of expected it if he's anything like Sherlock Holmes. So, this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. There was a shoe on the fireplace mantle. Is it as described in the stories, Mrs. Sato? Sasato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly, as he disappears into the fog down at unlit London Street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you? Do you even have a heart? I suppose I can, yeah. So, if you don't mind... She definitely gives me, like, Hermione vibes. I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please, don't mind me. She's obsessed. Yeah, look at that little shoe. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh no, it's not him, it's her. Hello! Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes? Hello. Wait, aren't you... Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. I'm sure it's the same girl. Yeah. What's her name? I don't even remember. Mrs. Sato. Did you see the girl who was just here? Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case? What? The King of Bavaria? King Wilhelm Gostreich Sigmunds von Ormstein, of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over here. The tea's brewed, and I have freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato recognizes her too. Oh, flashback. Ah, there you are. Oh, she's so cute. And taking that with you as well? I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. Oh my god, look at the little charms on her backpack. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilden's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London. Yeah, poor me. It was challenging. Do what you gotta do, you know. Well, try this. Try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh, they drink very different teas, don't they? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Ticklish? Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Hurley. Mr. Sholmes to you, Shirley? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? I don't know, maybe. And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite? Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I? It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley. Iris, is it? What a lovely name. I do like that name. What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Sasato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it. Susie and Runo. Susie and Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her, I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. She could totally read Ryunosuke's mind. Okay, let's talk to Iris. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey. Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. She's so cute. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Oh, like this? Yeah, that's the one. Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial disrupting gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions. This girl is crazy. I mean dangerous. Same thing. Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician. You have a technician? Who is it? Oh, what? Hurley? Who is Hurley? I don't even know. Hurley, of course, silly. Hurley? Oh, is this Herlock? Yeah. Got it. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're not very good at deducing, are we? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. They're roommates. And they're... So the solution is to share the cost with a partner. A roommate. Your roommates? I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year. Oh my god, she's 10. Well, what of your mother and father? I don't have any. Oh no, they're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Okay, I guess that's the end of that. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. Oh, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes and... Oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine? Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting! My stories are being read on the other side of the world? My stories? Oh, she writes them? That's really funny. That's right. Hurley's always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness. Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. That was us. So, I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. Well, lucky you. You get to interview us. So you're the author? Yes. I'll let you out on a secret if you like. I'm gonna call this latest adventure The Speckled Band. That's certainly very familiar. That's us! Of course, I always change one or two details of the stories here and there. Probably more than that, though. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. That wasn't how it happened, though. That was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you? So, do you mean to say, are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Rand's magazine, they're all fabricated? All written by me? Yes. On my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Susato-san's getting more and more worked up. Oh, this is awkward, isn't it? Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true too. I'm a doctor of medicine. No way. At 10 years old. At 10 years old. Well, that's quite incredible. Is she like self-proclaimed doctor of medicine? Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow? I mean, she's got a point. I mean, it's staring at us right in the face. It is a little bit weird. I suppose it does, yes. Especially since she's a roommate. Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. Okay. About before. Yes, yes. What's on your mind, Runo? Do tell me. How did you know that I was a lawyer? And we'd just arrived in London, I mean. Well, you don't look English, first of all. Second of all, I don't know. Yeah, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all about that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted, although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh my gosh. First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that? Oh, it's our ticket. I observed a passport and a travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Oh, so I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I? Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. What? Oh, you were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you, earlier today? They used those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. Oh, I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. Oh, so that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilden, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. Wow, so smart. But how could you have known that the trial's tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. Oh yeah. A Japanese man. Well, clearly that must have been Natsume. Mr. Natsume. Oh my god. Now, Runo has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. Wow. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh my god, I'm dead. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? Honestly, it's better than Herlock's. They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholm's delivery. Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really very good news. Is it? You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please. Do it. The case of the Japanese man. So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying? Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Wait, so did he not see it? Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. Wait, I'm confused. Didn't the policeman investigator, he said that Sholmes saw it happen? Or maybe I'm imagining that. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stooped man. Yep, that rings a bell. Mr. Natsume, no, beyond any doubt. So Seki-san said, wow, that was a tongue twister, that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all. Oh no, wait, there are 2 witnesses. Yeah. And that it was a cop and his partner. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room, very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear. Mr. Sholm's great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Oh yeah. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Oh, turnaround's really fast. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible, yes. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Saseki-san. Yeah. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well. Ah, well, I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, Mr. Natsume? Natsume. Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Let's do it. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there? Yeah, we know Inspector Gregson. Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, would ya? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What is it? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Okay. A card for Inspector Gregson with a message on the back. What does it say? Oh, it reads, tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Oh, wow. This will make the inspector help us, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Okay. Good luck, then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. That's cute. Oh, well, Mr. Naruhodo is back to the scene of the crime. Why are they so cute? So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. That's funny. Oh, to be continued. No, I'm gonna keep going, don't worry. Back at Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as soon as possible. Yeah, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Hey. How do we give you something? Present? Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? No, I don't. I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gradabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Oh, she's, higher class? Give me that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is. A what? An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean, that's right, for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. This is also crooked. Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. It says... Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fella. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there, look. Oh. On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle is propped up. Yeah, it's like fucked. That is nearby indeed. It's like right there. If I remember rightly, the landlord is Mr. John Garadeb. Right. Well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it, you tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Goodbye for now then. And long live her ladyship. Whoa, is she like royalty? Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes, so then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. Okay, maybe we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye, guys.